che passi sotto, dici che passa?
Passa nella media.
C'è l'occhio tutto qui, che fa
Texas is underwater right now. Entire towns have disappeared. Homes, cars are gone. And here is the worst part. This disaster, it could have been prevented. Yeah, this could have been prevented. Documents are coming out that show people knew this was going to happen. They were warned. They had reports, and they chose to do nothing. If you are not mad yet, just wait. Let's talk about it. Let's watch these trending clips. All credits to the owners. We'll come back with more commentary.
This is absolutely a punch to the gut for people here in Kerrville, Texas. We are along the Guadalupe. We are getting heavy downpours right now. Our phones just went off and alerted us that anyone in the river has to get out because they're expecting the river to reach flood stage once again a little over a week after catastrophic flooding here claimed the lives of 129 people across the state of Texas. Many of them were young campers at Camp Mystic, and that's what this green color symbolizes, the memory of those campers there. We will bring you the latest on this, but search efforts in the water at the very least on hold while we have heavy downpours here already causing some flooding in the street.
This flood is not just some heavy rain, it's historic. Whole neighborhoods are under 10 feet of water. Roads are destroyed. Emergency workers are overwhelmed. People are trapped on rooftops. Schools are shut down. It's chaos, I'm telling you. It's chaos. But now people are asking the right question. Why wasn't Texas ready? Why? And that's where this gets deep and ugly.
Y'all have got to stop making that tragedy in Texas political. There's absolutely nothing Republicans could have done differently to help save lives. Oh, really? Because Kerr County was literally given $10 million by the Biden administration to help upgrade their flood warning system, and they said no. Instead, you know what Kerr County did? They called it a communist agenda and rerouted the money to the sheriff's department. $7 million went to upgrade their comm system, which only cost $5 million, and then they gave $1 million to a retired deputy named Jeffrey Wendling to oversee it. Republicans want to lecture us on wasteful spending? And then the rest of the money went into discretionary funds for the department. One of those purchases being a $250,000 armored vehicle for a town of 50,000 people. Instead of putting that money towards a warning system that's going to help save lives, they just spent it on a bunch of police toys that are going to sit in a garage 99% of the time. And when FEMA offered an actual emergency alert system back in 2021, a county commissioner said, "What's the benefit?" Well, it probably would have helped prevent a horrific tragedy like this. What's the benefit? What's the benefit of giving a retired deputy $1 million? And just to be clear, this tragedy is political. They had the money, they made the choice, and Texans paid the price. Rest in peace to all the victims. This tragedy was 100% preventable. And I hope Texans wake up and realize that their Republican leadership is garbage.
But only a very evil person would ask a question like that.
Several families we've heard from are obviously upset because they say that those warnings, those alerts didn't go out in time, and they also say that people could have been saved. What do you say to those families?
Well, I think everyone did an incredible job under the circumstances. This was, I guess Christie said, a 1 in 500, 1 in 1,000 years. And I just have admiration for the job that everybody did. There was just admiration. The only a bad person would ask a question like that, to be honest with you. I don't know who you are, but only a very evil person would ask a question like that. I think this has been heroism. This has been incredible.
So here is the bombshell. Internal documents just got exposed, reports that warned this exact kind of flood would happen. They predicted this. They saw it coming, but the state chose to defund flood prevention programs. They shut down key infrastructure projects. They ignored climate scientists who told them Texas was at major risk. Oh, this is unbelievable. And do you know why? Because it didn't fit the political agenda. Yeah, because protecting the environment isn't popular in some circles. We all know this. So they glammed with people's lives. And now we are watching the results on live TV. Oh my God.
A dangerous line of flooding rains is coming through Ingram and Hunt, Texas right now. An unwelcome turn of events, now the second day in a row where flooding rains have stopped all search and recovery operations. You can see the police checkpoint here. There is no traffic getting through, and in fact what they're doing is turning vehicles around. We're also seeing cars that could get through coming out of Ingram and Hunt. Cars down that way, and people who are down there are being urged to evacuate right now because of 4 to 7 inches of additional rain coming through this area really in the next hour or so. It's a very, very intense line of storms coming through, and it only is hampering the search and recovery operations that are going on by hundreds of volunteers and, of course, police, fire, rescue. We have seen additional water resources brought in. Water rescue boats and teams are pre-positioning here at the checkpoint. That way, when the rain comes and the flooding happens again, and they believe that it will, the resources are already here. You can see a few more cars coming out right now as people are working to evacuate that area. But still, 2 days in a row now, a turn of events that is not helping search and recovery operations, as rain is shutting down the entire operation and flooding already flooded areas once more. I'm Justin Michaels, the Weather Channel.
I actually think I have my weather report stuff turned off, if I'm being honest.
I mean, you're the city manager.
No.
Why would you have your weather alerts turned off?
We're in constant communication with emergency responders. So whether my stuff is on or not is really a moot point, because we have teams of experts that can navigate these and that help us do our jobs.
State leaders tell me that when this upcoming special session happens, they're going to be looking at communications very closely, saying that for many of these summer camps, Savannah, they were only relying on cell phones to communicate with authorities. And when the storm moved in, that service was cut off, which essentially left those camps in the dark entirely, unable to reach authorities. In the meantime, these search efforts will continue here on the Guadalupe, still higher than normal.
Let's be real, this wasn't just weather, it was negligence. While people were arguing about gas prices and culture wars, politicians were quietly cutting disaster budgets. Really? Some of the same folks who shouted about freedom and less government are the ones who killed the flood prevention plans. Yeah, they are the ones who killed the flood prevention plans. And now their own voters are paying the price. This is not just hitting cities, this is hitting rural Texas hard. And guess what? Even Trump supporters in these areas are mad. They feel betrayed. Yeah, they are very sad. I've seen the clips, Texans crying on camera saying, "We trusted our leaders. We thought they had our backs." Oh, and now we are sitting in flood water. This disaster is personal for families who lost everything. This wasn't just a storm, it was a scandal. Yeah, this was a scandal. Imagine watching your house float away while knowing the government knew this could happen and chose to save money instead. Imagine that. That's why people are marching, protesting, calling out leadership on both sides. This Texas flood is a turning point. It shows what happens when politics ignores reality, when leaders care more about short-term wins than long-term safety. And most of all, it shows how quickly disaster can hit when warnings are ignored. So the real question now is, who is going to be held accountable? If you are watching this and you are angry, good. Stay angry, share the truth, ask questions, demand answers. Okay? So drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want real talk, real reactions, and no sugarcoating, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay locked in. I'm not letting this slide. Okay? So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.